this thing here, man.
You might can take it off the stand, you might not.
Okay, there we go. I can talk to the Lord now. So, yeah, if there's anything that you want to know about anything, I don't know much. So, that's the...
I apologize, they kept me downstairs.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I'm here to moderate you. I'm here to moderate them. I'm not here to moderate you.
Okay, I was ready to who's this guy? Ernie Hudson. I saw Ernie Hudson. I didn't see this guy here.
Devin's right, Ernie. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, all right. So I guess it's not Q&A. It's moderator Q&A.
It's both, actually. That's the great thing about it.
No, great. No, absolutely. Well, do your thing, man.
You do your thing, man.
No, I'm happy you're here.
Is that my thing? Yeah, that's my thing.
Bless you. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. First off,
Your glasses, my
no, your glasses. Your microphone.
Okay.
First off, welcome to Dallas. Thanks for coming to Dallas Comic Con.
Thank you.
Pleased to have you here.
You give me that.
Oh, sure.
I was going to do my dance and singing act, but now you're here, I guess. I'll put it back on the thing here.
Ernie, if you want to sing, I would never begrudge you.
No, we're good. Okay, so.
First off, I promise I won't ask all questions about Oz, because that might be my favorite work of yours, hands down. And you've done an amazing width and breadth of characters. But you're wearing the Ghostbusters shirt, so we'll start with that.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about working with that crew, because that bunch of talent is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to work with Harold Ramis, Ivan Reitman, Bill Muray, Dan Aykroyd. Talk a little bit first off on when you were reading for the role and getting cast as Zevon.
Well, yeah, I'd done a movie called Space Hunter the year before Ghostbusters with Peter Strauss and Molly Ringwald. And we had a guy named John LaFleur who was producing, directing, writing the movie. And he got involved with Columbia, and Ivan Reitman took over the project. And they fired John LaFleur, who was no longer writing, directing, and producing. And they brought in Lamont. What was Lamont Johnson? Anyway, we got a new director, and so I worked with Ivan on that movie. And then about a little less than a year later, I saw Ivan at a hospital on an elevator, and you know, one of those long ride downs, and so I was like, hey, how you doing? And he said, well, you know, I'm doing this movie now with Bill and Danny. I didn't know who Bill and Danny was, but it's okay. I said, that's good. He said, there's nothing in it for you, though. And I said, okay, well, good. Good luck with that. And that was that. And then I found it was Ghostbusters, and there was a part that they were looking for people, but he didn't want to see me at all. I guess because in Space Hunter, the character was, I think the guy's name was Jones or something, but he was a little bit bigger than life. My head was shaved. I was talking in a little lower voice. It was one of those kind of bigger than, you know. And I think maybe he thought that's kind of who I was or something, I don't know. So after about 3 months of not being able to get an interview, I finally got an interview, and I went in and I read, and I got the script. It was a great script. And I really, really wanted it. I thought this was a life-changing thing. And the character, Winston, he came in the very beginning of the movie, and he was all the way through the movie. He was an Air Force colonel who was a demolitions expert, and he kind of sort of ran the organization. The other guys were a little bit crazy. He got slimed in the hallway. He thought of the marshmallow guy, and in the end, he's the one that had the idea. So it was a great role. So I went in and I read for the part, and I thought it was really pretty good. And then they wanted me to come back again, so I went in again and read, and then they put me on tape. And then 2 days later, they said they wanted me to come in and screen test, and I went in that screen test. And then about 3 days later, they said they wanted me to come in again and do another screen test, and I went in and did another screen test. And then they said, well, we're thinking about it, and we want to see somebody in New York, and so they went to New York, and then finally, after months and months of this, I got the part, and they said they knew that I really wanted the part, so they didn't really feel they had to pay me. But it was such a great role, I thought, but I got to do this role. I got to do this role. So I got the part, and we went to New York, and we rehearsed, and it was like, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for, man. This is that one. And I was a single parent. I had my 2 sons, and I told my kids, I know you guys haven't eaten in a while. Hang in there, man, because I got this part, and when I do this part, man, it's a whole different world. So the day before we start shooting, I'm staying at the Mayflower Hotel in New York, and I hear a scratching noise at the door. I don't know why I'm telling the story. My wife told me, stop, you don't have to tell that story anymore, get over it. So anyway, I'm at the Mayflower Hotel, and I hear the scratching noise at the door, and it's weird, it's like 10 o'clock at night. And I look, and someone's trying to squeeze an envelope under the door, but it doesn't quite fit. So I go to the door and open the door, and there's like nobody in the hallway, but the envelope is here. And I pick up the envelope, and it's a new script that we're going to start shooting. Except in the new script, I'm no longer an Air Force colonel. It's like it's all gone. I mean, the guy doesn't come in on the beginning. He comes on page 69. And it was one of those kind of, so that was my introduction to Ghostbusters, And from then on, it was downhill. So, but it was like, okay, all right, God has put me here to learn a lesson somehow. I got something, But it was still a great experience, and I'm wearing a T-shirt, 30 years later, so that says something.
You did the last line of the movie.
It was I mentioned all that to say that the whole thing was very, very difficult in many, many ways. It was a real challenge.
Was one of those difficulties working with Bill Muray? Because we've heard, you hear great stories about Murray, you hear not so great stories about working with Bill.
If anybody has a camera and I get so much stuff that I've said, and I'm getting that people have technology, and it's always my wife going, oh my God, why did you say that, So
Bill doesn't even have a cell phone, so you have to worry about him saying
No, so this you can put on camera. I gotta go on record as saying, I love Bill Muray. I love Bill Muray. He's a great guy. He's a stand-up guy. He's crazy. Yes, no. No, he's who he is. But he's a great guy, and of all the guys, I just have so much respect for him. He's amazingly talented. I can't imagine Ghostbusters without Bill Muray. I just think he's great, and he's the one guy who basically came and said, unless Ernie's in it, I'm not going to do it. He said that for the second one, and so I just have so much respect for Bill. I love Bill Muray, and whatever issues, and I talked to Bill about it, and he wants to do the movie. He just wants it to be good. Now I know that's a bit of a problem because what does good mean? It's kind of individual, but I think he's great. I think he's talented, and I'd go into battle with Bill Muray anytime. I'm one of those guys who, I have a career, it's like buying clothes. You know what I mean? When you don't have the money to have it tailor-made for your body, you gotta go and buy the suit, and then you have to sort of adjust your body to fit the suit. So I feel like, and this is what I feel like a lot of my career has been me adjusting to fit. Bill Murray's had things tailor-made. You know what I mean? And when things are tailor-made, you get to show your best, and he always delivers. So I can't say enough. I have nothing but love and respect and appreciation, and so that's what I think of Bill. And also I'm an easy guy. I learned how to, I just love you, okay? So if you want to talk about the kids and Thanksgiving, it's cool. We can talk about Thanksgiving. And then, and I think, and tomorrow you don't want to talk at all, that's cool too. We don't have to talk. I mean, I kind of go with the flow. Some people feel that if we're friends today, we're friends tomorrow, and somehow I got to show that. And I know that when you're, especially in work, when you're focused on what you're doing and you're in the character and you're trying to make things happen, emotions go all over the place, and so there's a lot of stuff going on. And when I did the Hand Rocks the Cradle, Rebecca De Mornay would go into a room and everybody would like leave. You know, she'd be so focused and so intent, and people are like, oh, okay, they'd back up. Because sometimes people don't know how to interpret those kind of waves you go through. And so I'm saying all that in relation to Bill. Maybe sometimes people don't quite know what's happening in his head. But yeah, I don't really care what's in his head, you know. He's cool with me, so.
You brought up